Hi everyone, and it's going to be another little bit of a different video while I'm kind of stuck on some of the more complicated title coding I want to do. And this is something I was reminded of recently. It's tixy.land. It was something that was talked about on a mailing list I'm on, and it came out I think last year, maybe even around this time, and it's basically like a little demo scene kind of creative coding environment that's supposed to be like very small. Your program has to, excluding the function definition you can see at the top, your program has to fit under, I believe, 32 characters. And I'll give a very quick explanation of my understanding of how it works, which isn't going to be terribly different than what's in the main tutorial that you get just by clicking repeatedly. But basically, you type the basically it's you're going to create dots based off of the values of floats, and if it's positive, it's 0 is going to be all black, and then 0 to positive 1 is going to be a sphere of white, a circle of white, and then down to negative 1 is going to be a circle of red, and values greater than 1 or less than negative 1 are just, as far as I can tell, displayed just like 1 or negative 1. And what you have here are the, so if I were to just type t here, this would be time in seconds, so things would start small, and then you can see it just fades in very quickly and just stays there. Now I can slow that down by dividing, so now it'll take 10 seconds to hit saturation. Cool, that's sort of what we would expect. And then I is the index, if you treat it like how sometimes in languages like C or whatever or even in JavaScript, which is basically what this is, you might treat a two-dimensional array as like 1 dimensions with the that's just, you take the dimensions of the rectangle of the array and multiply them together. In this case, it's a 16 by 16, so it's 256, so it's 0 to 255. So for example, we could say I over 256, and then you can see that it goes from, you can see even the gradient of, 0 is clearly the upper left corner, and it's displaying, sort of going through the top row, and then through the columns left to right as x increases, and then x and y both go from 0 to 15. You can do, let's see, you can basically just kind of make different shapes by playing around with just a small amount of, it's basically like a kind of size coding for JavaScript. And what I was going to do is just kind of play with this for a little bit. So here's some things that occur to me, which is, let's see if we do something like, taking the modulus by the row index, we should get kind of a marching effect. Yeah, okay. And then if we minus by 0.5, we should get kind of a, yeah, okay. And if we minus by 1, okay. So cool, we're kind of getting almost like a staggered timers, essentially, because of the for taking the different modulus, and of course, maybe I should actually do this as like a +1, so that so that it's actually starting with the upper left-hand quarter. So this modulus of 0, they're just sort of, technically speaking, that's not well defined, but they're just treated as 0. Okay, so you've got these little like staggered counters. That's kind of a fun little marching effect. Let me think. Since I have never stopped having a dry cough since 2019, I occasionally have to mute myself still. But yeah, okay. So this is, I mean, that's kind of a cute effect, but instead, okay, so let's say we want to talk about like a circle. So, let's see, I'm probably going to make mistakes, and that's going to be okay. Let's center it right at the center. So let's say like x minus 8 squared plus 1 minus 8 squared, and so we can take like the, square root of that. Okay, and so that's giving us something that's effectively of like radius, radius 1. So if instead, what we do is let's do like radius, if we do like 5, okay. Then you can kind of see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you can kind of see that it almost gives this effect of kind of like this fade out here. That's kind of fun. What if we wanted to grow, though? If we want to grow, then we would actually say divide by t, but we don't want it to just be, let's just say t plus 1, see how fast that goes. Okay, that's actually kind of fun. I should just kind of keep going until eventually everything's filled up. If we multiply this, so that's like, let's say 3 times t, that should be nice and, oh my god, we are at the limit. We are at the limit. Okay, right, 32 characters goes really fast. Okay, well, we can kind of cheat a little. This is code golf, size coding. Okay, so let's actually take out the square root. Since it's, I mean, it's not that it's not necessary, but it's like we can sort of kind of get the same effect. So let's say by just treating it, essentially squaring the top and bottom. It's not quite the same, but it's sort of close in terms of the overall effect. But if we do like, still too much. Or what if we just scale by time? And we're not going for like geometrically accurate, we just want to get something kind of neat. Now, okay, that's fun. It's kind of interesting animation. Let's see, how much space do I have? No. Okay. I am not sure what I just did, but it's kind of fun. think this means the whole world is kind of having trouble at the moment. Okay, so what else? Oh, so I'm pretty sure one of the things that's kind of fun about this is that I think array accesses, searchers, I think they update in time the way you would expect. So let's say 0.5, 0.5, and then let's say t divided by 5 modulo, I mean, I guess 3. I guess modulo 3. Maybe I messed that up because it's not getting what I was expecting. Let's see, what if I cheat and put a floor in there? Aha, okay. I mean, it's obviously not cheating, that's just how array access works. Okay, so yeah, this does do what we sort of wanted. But then you could also do this with some geometry and say, let's say times floor t5 plus I. Okay, let's make the time smaller. It's kind of got a little Christmas tree, like the way lights turn on and off. Has a little bit of that effect. That's fun. Too many characters. And we could continue what can I do to make this smaller? I suppose I could do something like .32 characters is way less than you'd think it is. Which is fun though. Let me see. Let's do something a little. Okay, so you can traverse by saying like x minus t, but then if we multiply by y minus t, you should get, yeah. Kind of some fun shapes. And then if we do something like yeah, kind of did some weird things to the scaling, which is nice. And then it's eventually all white because it was only the part that it was only during the in-between sort of phase where some of this multiplied to something negative that was actually doing anything particularly interesting. What if I just minus t? As you can tell, I'm just kind of playing random moduli in there sometimes just to sort of see what it does. I can tell that it's starting to get dominated by this factor, I think. Okay, so let me see, how long have I been going? I should be going for like 16 minutes, which is longer than I intended. So yeah, this is actually kind of neat. And it's, as you can see, it's actually really simple, right? It's a very simple system. You can't get super complicated just because, sort of by definition, you're only allowed a handful of characters. You do have logical operations, which does mean there should be a fair bit of stuff we can do. Oh, my hand keeps slipping, which stinks. What was I doing? Okay. Let's try to maximize T. And I was trying to say, there. And you know, it's kind of doing this marching of solid to solid because it's doing a logical operation, so it's kind of treat everything as bits. And I don't think I think XOR is really I'm assuming whatever behavior they have it defined on for the floats, it's clearly, resulting in either +1, 0, or -1. And it just makes me realize I don't really know how JavaScript handles bit operations on floats, because there's much about. Let's just get silly here and let's just make some weird polynomial. T plus 4y, and then let's take that to the second. And that is apparently poorly defined. Oof. Okay. Oh, did I actually? I'm going to look back in the video, but I'm pretty sure I accidentally typed 4y, just thinking of it that way. But yeah, anyway, I think this won't be the last video I do with this, but I think I'm going to have prepare a few examples and maybe try and live code a little size coding fun of seeing what how small we can make some things. I want to see if I can figure out how to do sort of fake 3D type of scaling, where we're basically we scale things by the Y position, and to try and give it an effect that looks like try and give an effect that makes it look like things are sort of distorted off in the distance and small and then bigger up close. So if I can figure out how to do that, that would be kind of a fun thing to show off. So I'll just leave this here for now, and next time we'll come back to this. It'll be a nice little diversion while I figure out some of the more complicated title stuff I'm trying to do. Alright, well, hope everyone who sees this is taking care of themselves as best they can right now, and see you tomorrow.